So we're moving along in our tasting here, and I've got the 2018 Touriga, or Touriga Nacional as it's officially known as, to be pouring. And I think one of the important things to understand when you're looking at St. Amant wines in these varieties is that they are single vineyard wines from a single year. And I like to tell people we're not making Coca-Cola around here. We're making single vineyard wines that are going to reflect the vintage variation of the season. And so as much as it feels like the weather's always beautiful here in California, we do have a lot of variation from year to year. And so there are certain vintages that really stand out to me. And the 2018 wines across the board, I think, turned out fabulous. Not only our wines up in our vineyard with our Tempranillo and our Touriga, Verdelho, Sisal and others, but also our Lodi wines and our Zinfandel and Barbera. You know, the 2018 vintage I was really happy with. And the 2018 Touriga is still drinking like an extremely young wine right now. We bottled this last March, I think March of 2020. It's still fairly closed up, but it's starting to open up a little bit here with some nice air. It's got that key kind of feature that I look for in Touriga Nacional, which is that violet kind of spicy character you get on the nose. And then there's also just like these dark fruit flavors that kind of carry through the wine that really make it, give it good length and finish. There's nice acidity propping up the back end of it. Like I was telling you older, this one, the Touriga, is a blend of actually two blocks usually, and we have our two older blocks when we redeveloped our vineyard in the 1990s. Those original plantings we had back in 1980 ended up getting phylloxera. Our old vineyard was planted on its own roots. Phylloxera got in there and killed the vineyard, and so we began the process of replanting in 1994. And so the two blocks that go into our Touriga every year were planted that year, so they're almost 25 years old now, or 26 years old in 2020. And these two wines, or these two vineyard blocks, one is, when we originally planted it, was labeled as Touriga, and the other was labeled as Alvarallón. But UC Davis, after many years, figured out what they originally were calling Alvarallón was in fact Touriga Nacional. So we actually have what are two distinct kind of clones of Touriga Nacional, I think, in our vineyard. It's not quite clear, but the two components, really work well together. Being at the vineyards now about 25 years old, they don't tend to get as big a yields in there, so it really produces nice, evenly balanced, concentrated fruit. And like I said earlier, I think this variety is very well suited to our vineyard site. And I'm excited about the 2018 wine. I think it's going to need some more time in bottle, and it'll continue to open up. And I think we're down to about 40 cases here at the winery. So if you like it, I would move quickly, because I think this will be a winner in the years to come.